So, a few weeks ago, I started attending a speakers club in Lutterworth. It's every 2 weeks, and the idea is obviously to make you a better speaker. They have 10 categories of how you assess yourself as to whether or not you are improving as a speaker. Each one is designed to build on the previous one so that you can demonstrate each area and progress ultimately up to the 10th level, which is a demonstration that is a talk that involves all 9 levels, and each of those is demonstrated throughout. I went to go because I've done a little bit of speaking now, stood at the front without really knowing what I was doing, but really enjoyed it every time. Filled me with dread right up until the minute just before, and then I started getting excited, and then when I stood up there, really enjoyed it, and got a lot of satisfaction from standing up there and doing it. So I've gone along because I want more opportunities to stand at the front and speak, and this is to a small group of people in Lutterworth, but also because I want to improve. And so I went along last night, and I was terribly late because we've had to put the dog down. But I needed to go along just to make sure that they knew I was coming back and to pay my subscription fee. So I went along, I joined right at the end of the session. Now the sessions have 2 main parts to them. There's a part where someone stands up and does I think it's 8-minute long talk on a prepared subject. And like I say, they're trying to demonstrate one of the skills that they've been set to improve their speaking. There's usually 2 speakers from my limited experience in the last couple of weeks. 2 speakers and then an assessor. And the assessor is someone that's obviously been speaking for a while. And they will stand up after the speech and give their assessment of how that person did against their category. But because they've been a speaker for a while and they know the categories well enough to assess, they themselves stand up at the front and give a really well-rounded talk that sort of relays back what that original the speaker was talking about, and demonstrates all of those 10 characteristics in itself in the assessment. So the assessments are just as fascinating as the original talks. So that's really good. So that's the first section, usually, like I say, 2 of each of those. And then the second section is what's called a topic section, and this is an opportunity for everyone to get up and speak if they want. So it's a little bit more off the cuff, whereas those original speeches are pre-prepared. People get the opportunity, I suppose, to practice them and think about what they want to say in advance. The topics will be given on the night, so you don't get any time to prepare them, other than perhaps they might read out the topic right at the start, and you then, if you're, obviously people go up in turn, and if you're 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, you do at least get a little bit of time to think about your topic while the other person is talking about theirs. So I walked in last night, and actually I waited until someone had finished speaking and snuck in. I didn't sneak in because the door's right at the front, you can't sneak in. But went in once someone had finished speaking, and they just finished the last of the topic speakers. So I walked in and they said, "Do you want to do one, Matt?" And glutton for punishment that I am, I thought, "Oh, go on, I'll give it a try." The slip of paper I was given said perfect self, and it transpired afterwards that everyone had been given perfect something to talk about, because, like I say, they are all on a set topic. Perfect self, which is a beautiful topic. In retrospect, looking back on it, I would love to have spoken about, it's only about 3.5 minutes you get for a topics section, but I wish one of the better speakers had got given it, really, because there's an art to doing topics. You've got to be able to think quickly off the cuff, and you've got to know what you're doing, and you've got to have already managed to face the fear of standing up there and potentially running out of things to say, and that's what caught me last night. I threw myself into it, but I just can't think fast enough. I mean, you saw me there. I'm trying to think off my feet now, and even though I came onto this video with something I thought I had something to say, now here I am grasping for what the words I was supposed to be saying are. So yeah, topics is really difficult, but that topic of perfect self is just beautiful. Like there's so much you could do with it. I've done it myself in my head this morning. I might record that video just for fun, of what I wish I had said. As it happened, I just made a quick quip about my perfect self being on time for meetings, but then went blank, because there's a couple of ways you can take it. You can talk about body image and all that sort of stuff, or you can talk about what you want to achieve in your life, and what your perfect self would have achieved if you'd have always taken risks and done the things you wish you'd done in the past. So, and that's what was going on in my head, was like, which way do I take this? And because I couldn't make a decision, I ended up saying, oh, I can't do this, and sitting down, which was fine because the meeting was overrunning and I was late and I didn't really have much to add. But no, so topics are really fun. That's the structure of the meeting. Like I say, speakers at the start with assessments, topics, and then there's actually a topics assessor as well who does a briefer assessment of what everyone's done. And yeah, like I say, it's just a really good meeting to go along to every couple of weeks and learn how to be a better speaker. Hasn't quite rubbed off on me yet, but slowly as I start doing my speeches, I'm hoping I'll learn something from it. Not with any particular objective, and I'm not going to be speaking regularly, but other than at these meetings, I suppose, and if every so often I get invited to speak at a property meeting or something again in the future, I'd like to know that I'm going to be better at it for these sessions. So it's good fun. I'm going to start doing a few videos on the back of it, inspired by one of my friends through property, John Matthews. Actually, he's just started documenting a little aspect of his life, and I thought, well, do you know what, maybe I'll do a bit of that with this. I'm not sure where I'm putting these videos, probably on YouTube, and then share them on Facebook. But this is a bit of a ramble. It's an introductory one. Maybe someone will stumble across this in 30 years' time and go, what the hell was this guy talking about? I doubt it. But yeah, there we go. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about in future videos. Like I say, maybe I'll record some of the topics talks. Maybe it'll be cool to talk to some of the people that do Speakers Club and start getting their experiences out of them and what they take from it and what they do with it. Yeah, it just sounds like a really cool thing to be involved with, so looking forward to sharing it with anyone that's interested in watching a few videos for some reason.